You can change your mindset and you can change your life by changing your mind. And you don't have to live with the brain that you have. You can, through the science of neuroplasticity, retrain your brain. 30 years and over, you for sure are living mostly out of habits and ways that or patterns that you've developed over the years. You can, through this retraining, but intentional thought processes and just being aware. Like I always say, the number one thing is awareness. Like for me, I didn't want to admit that I was like, Houston, we have a problem. I didn't want to admit that there was a problem. I didn't want to look at the issues. I wanted to just brush them under the carpet and pretend that it'll be fine tomorrow. But they will eventually, just like weeds, find their way, to really choke out the life in you if you do not weed them out when they start. And for me, mindset first is just, first of all, coming to the realization that my mind and my brain is the most important organ in my body. My thoughts and my drive my actions. I don't have to live by emotions because our emotions are energy in motion that go through our bodies, are there to help us understand and take stock of what our decisions are in our life. But so many of us are ruled by emotions. It's kind of like the picture I like to describe to my clients is we have two parts. Two personalities in our brain. We have the mom who's in control and who makes the decisions, and we have the baby. And the baby or the toddler likes to have a hissy fit now and again. She doesn't like her passy taken away. She doesn't like a bowl of Ben and Jerry's taken away for her when she's having a meltdown. She sometimes will have a screaming match and want things her way. But as the adult in the relationship, we have to say, okay, honey, I know you're having a meltdown. This doesn't feel great. You feel embarrassed because of whatever so-and-so did or whatever happened. Doesn't feel good. But it's okay, this feeling will pass. You have control to make the decision. Now you either sit in the corner and cry or you pull yourself together. But I have a saying sometimes, and my clients think first they're like, what? And I'll explain the concept a little deeper. But I say sometimes you've got to bitch slap that baby brain because she will misbehave. She will tell you, I want to have it my way. And sometimes you've got to put your foot down and say, no, I understand that you're feeling this way, and acknowledging and being aware of your thoughts and feelings. But I do not have to be ruled by it. And that takes practice. And as I said, it starts with awareness of just allowing every little thought to come through your mind and believing it's true. Let's take example, anxiety. I mean, I can rant about this. I tell you, get me started. Everybody wants to own their anxiety like it's a badge. Oh, my anxiety is this, so I can't do this. Oh, my anxiety. Like, who on earth are we to give anxiety the microphone in our life? In the mental health field, this kind of labeling was never intended to be in the public. It was just for mental health practitioners to sort of categorize how to treat their clients or their patients. The fact that people are owning depression and owning anxiety and owning their diagnoses as if it's their identity is very dangerous, because what happens then is if you think that you are your anxiety, you don't think you can change. And that is a dangerous place to be, because you never want to seek change. You never think you can change, and you never do. But here's the truth, is you are not a product of your experiences or your circumstances. You don't have to allow your past. And believe me, I've worked with people who've had very traumatic experiences, gone through abuse, and they can rewire their brains and change their lives just by being intentional about what they want out of life and taking the steps to make those conscious decisions, which is like habit reformation. Like if you have a habit of doing something, first of all, you need to notice it's a habit, but there are ways to retrain you. So that's part of what I do with my clients, is I take them through a training process of awareness, experience, applying new habits, and then practice, and then doing that over and over. Because it took a hot minute to get you into this mess, I can guarantee it'll take you a few weeks, or at least, which I say, at least 90 days to get you unstuck and to get you moving forward. But the good news is it's possible. This narrative we've all been living under is ridiculous. And it's just been this fear-based push of information, because normally, I mean, let's be honest, like most of the time, every day someone is dying. And it's a horrible thing to say, but it happens all the time. But what's happened in the last 2 years is the media especially has pushed this narrative and this fear-based message that's got us all so focused on the negativity. And that's what really fuels a lot of anxiety and all that, is when we're looking at the negative things. And it's not to say we're not, affected by it. I mean, I personally have gone through COVID twice. The first time I almost ended up in hospital because I had pneumonia. And I know how awful that is. And I've known people, we've lost people that we know personally from that. And it's not to say put that down in any way, but what I'm saying is that we don't have to constantly be motivated or feel like we're being manipulated into believing this lie of this narrative that you have to live in fear, because that's not true. You get to choose what you see, what you listen to, and what your inputs are. And it's so important that we go on what I call a negativity fast. We need to fast from the negative news. We need to decide, it's like just like a diet. Like if you're going to eat junk food and sugar all the time, you're not going to feel good. You're going to feel terrible. So we have to, just like we so focus on our diets, we need to go on a negativity diet where we can say, I'm only going to consume the positive thing. You know, ignorance is bliss. If you can stay in that zone of, I'm only going to give myself and my body and my brain and my spirit and my soul the input and the positivity, that's how I'm going to grow and get out of that. But the good news is it can be done if you're willing and able to make the decision to, first of all, be aware that there's a problem and then take action to make a change. I remember this distinctly when I was doing this thing and God gave me a picture. Like I have these like prophetic visions of things. He talks to me like movies, right? And I'd be like, he says, you know what it's like dealing with you right now? It's like, you have told me, you have given me permission to be in the driver's seat of your life, but you are the worst backseat driver I have ever come across. You are giving me attitude. You are like, the GPS says we should go here. Maybe we should take this detour. And he's like, no, I know where we're going. I'm like, are you sure? Oh, hang on. Maybe we should stop here. Oh, look what Susie's doing over there. Maybe we should go get a car like hers. And he's like, will you be quiet? Be quiet and enjoy the ride. Stick your head out the window. Like, you know, fill in the breeze. Why are you making this so difficult? So I realized I had to take my sticky fingers off the driver's seat and off the steering wheel. I was always on the fast forward. Like, as you can tell, I talk very fast because I was thinking at 100 miles an hour. But I'd realized that I was missing out. I was going so fast trying to get through the next thing, that even when I got there, I wasn't happy and satisfied. So I'd realized I better just sit in the back seat and enjoy the ride and just be happy for where I'm at for that moment, because tomorrow brings its own challenges. You know, just like the Bible says, just eat, drink, and be merry and show love and walk in kindness and help others. And we all have that in us, and we all have those gifts, and we all have unique gifts that we are called to bring, and it's up to us to decide how we use them. But we have a choice today to either be a victim or a victor, and it really is that simple.